Hey everybody, we're back with Coco
Hiya,
Tapes.
hiya, hiya.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. So,
and just to put you in the right mood for the true, I don't know, actually the true spirit that should prevail, not just around Christmas actually, but around all year. I think we'll call this episode the attitude of gratitude. Because I find myself in a space where I had to draw on my friends and I was very surprised that the guy that actually maybe has the tightest budget and the smallest, yeah, space was the one to open his home to me and give me the possibility to stay here for a while. And
mhm.
it's very funny to experience this because I mean I've been to places. I have friends that are, that have like much more space, much larger budgets, but their their lives are not open like this. And I really have to express my deepest gratitude. It's like amazing that to find that it's a little bit like my he reminds me a bit of my grandma because it's like it's not that this guy has like the healthiest eating habits or anything, but whatever you get here is like it comes so straight from the heart that
Mhm.
I'm just blown away every time. And I remember when I came home, invading his home, I got his bedroom and everything, and to come here, and then he just looked at me with a light in his eyes, and he said, "Ah, it's good you're home." I was like, I felt like crying. And it just
Yeah.
reminded me so much that that this it's never about actually what we've been taught. It's like everything is about achieving, everything is about amassing, everything is about you have to get this, you have to get that, and this means real comfort, this means true freedom, this means. And here is a guy that just reminded me that uh, it doesn't actually matter. You can get tons of things from people that own a lot, and it doesn't mean crap. And then you can get very, very little from someone that gives it to you from the heart, and and you are reminded of your own humanity. And yeah, actually, when I'm talking of it, I just feel like crying.
Mhm.
Um, it's so touching, and he's such a, yeah, he's such a monument to the best in us that yeah, I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay that debt of gratitude in a way.
No.
Um,
Well, maybe you're paying back for maybe he's paying back on me from another lifetime.
from another life,
Will you
I've lived in
will you
luxury.
think
Yeah,
the same
maybe.
for him?
Never know.
Or you have to do it next time.
Yeah. No,
One way or
I
another.
will do my very best to do it this time, but
Mm.
we'll
Yep.
just have to see
Yep.
how to do that. But that's like, I mean, but it's very funny that in a sense he's always been my like even when I started practicing Buddhism, and then at some point there was a group meeting where I was asked, okay, so what is your biggest benefit? Because when we practice Buddhism, we want to have actual proof. So you manifest benefits in your life. You see, what does this actually do for you? And for some,
Yep.
it's like getting an apartment. It's like I actually managed to have me this wonderful family or whatever it is. And for me,
Mhm.
I actually, since very early on in my practice, since I actually had met him, I would always say also that it was one of my biggest benefits was actually meeting this guy because I would never have met him. We are not in the same social circles, anything like that. So we would never have met unless I practiced this Buddhism. And so,
Mhm.
so maybe the reason why I also wanted to do this episode is one to just have one episode which is about gratitude, which is
Yeah.
gives thanks to actually having like such a great friend in my life, but also to remind people that if you look at what you have of all the things you have amassed in your life, sometimes you might find some great surprises looking in the most, what do you call it, unexpected areas
Mhm.
in your life where you find treasure. And that's how I feel in this situation, right? Do you have anything right now which you feel is like, oh wait, yeah. That
Yeah, well,
feeling.
no, no, yeah, I have it like we actually I just had a talk about it with my daughter the other day about like mostly there was cause of geographically like everybody always in every country it seems wants to live in the north. The north side is always like the more expensive or more beautiful or less heavy energy, and south is usually is often, you know, the working class or the heavier or the farmers or whatever. This is it's actually another different, a very good tape to do, by the way. Anyway, yeah. And we talked about that the people that live in, because for some reason most of her friends are from like areas where people struggle,
Mm,
and she's been brought up in an area where they don't struggle. It's
mm,
actually the opposite. And I always played snobby for fun. I'm not, you know, like when she would come home with a new friend that was from one of these working class areas, and I was like, oh, gee whiz, can't you get some, you know, for fun. But we talked about how it's always like this. It's just like you see these videos, social experiments where they give a homeless guy some food or something, and then they secretly film him with as they leave, and he goes right over and he shares it with the other people
yeah,
living in the street. You know, he doesn't hoard it or keep it. I'm not saying nobody does, but usually. So
yeah,
how come? And I think this is why many people actually sometimes are so-called scared of becoming rich because it's associated with becoming heartless, cold, busy, stressed, and all this. Where when you have little, you always share because
yeah.
you know how it is to have, be grateful for what you have. And I'll give you an example from here. You asked, which amazed me that it was last year, I think. It was a new person I just got to know through another friend, a local person here, and she has nothing. She's on a pension. She's elder, and the pension has a total beat up car that I can't believe we can even drive. And I didn't have a car at that time here on the island, and I had to take my daughter to the airport. She was going to Denmark, and the flight, it was like 6:30 in the morning, so you had to leave at 5. And she just says, she met my daughter for the first time that the day before she was leaving. She said, because I asked her about a taxi company, and she said, no, 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 I'll take her. I'll take you. I said, what? I mean, we have to leave at 5. Yeah, no problem. I'll come pick you up and leave. And I was like, what? And she did this, and I was getting ready to do the typical me thing. I will repay instantly. Okay, then I'll buy you lunch, or I'll buy you breakfast. Or, you know, she was like, no, no, nothing. And then when we drove back from the airport and we were talking, I was leaving the next day. It was quite stupid, but anyway. And she said, well, I'll take you to the airport tomorrow. And I said, what? And again, I'm thinking, you know, I was getting ready to pay, and I said, can I at least pay for the gas? I said, no, 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 no. And this is again the thing with the people that are humble and have, I mean, she's secure enough. She has her space. She has whatever her beat up car. You know, she can manage, but there's nothing, you know, extra for anything. And she will still not take anything. I mean, I find a way to give her things anyway, you know. But it's for some reason, this is a saying in Danish. I think if I can translate it properly, that those who live, you know, humble or with small lives live good lives.
Yeah.
Those who, you know, and the opposite, the bigger life you have in the sense of materialistic, the worse your life ends up being, you know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true, just like the other one I really liked that I also learned. Those who live out of the spotlight live good lives. You know, those
Mm,
who live in the spotlight live terrible lives. And
yeah.
everybody's wanting to have a lot and live in the spotlight, but it's terrible lives. And those who live that have realized to live a humble life with little, you know, what you have your needs met, and that's it. Live a good life, you know. So yeah, so the humble thing, and then another example I have from here, like again, my neighbor came the other day and asked if I wanted some lemons, yeah, sure. And then she rings the door again half an hour later, and she has like 3 bags with lemons, orange, and avocados, and they just give it, you know.
Uh,
And and I'm not again used to that mentality up north. I have to give her something, which I didn't at that point. Of course, I make it up at some point because I believe in the balance of things. You have to balance out the energetic exchange sometimes. But it was just amazing, and I get so happy, you know, for some fruit from a local garden, and the way, the attitude.
yeah.
She could have sold it or whatever. Probably go to the market and sold it herself. Mm.
But it's
But you're
also
right.
because
It's the
it's like this the other what is the saying that I it's like when you give you experience yourself as rich, right? You experience the
yeah,
richness of life,
yeah.
which is like really nice. That when you
Mm.
hoard, when you just keep to
Mm.
yourself, and you I mean, what happens is your life becomes a reflection of the miserly, of the uh, no mine, right? And this
Yeah, yeah.
so in that sense, it's also it's very that sounds terrible. It's very therapeutic, actually, in a way, for your own life and
Yeah.
for your own experience of yourself to
Mm.
be able
Yeah,
to both
that's
let
true.
go and to give, and yeah, and it
Yeah, yeah.
possibly
And it's
starts a
and
pay it forward thing
yeah.
often.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. But it's also important to be able to receive. That's another take,
Yeah, yeah,
because
that's
this is some people find very difficult. Like I did, I would
very
have to give right away.
yeah,
If somebody
yeah,
gave me something, I would pay it back right away, and I would
yeah,
usually double it, right?
yeah.
And that's about lack of worthiness. But another good small example I have to give was when my son, I just remember this as we're speaking, first time he was going to meet Santa Claus. Anyway, like for real, and when he could realize it, he was 3. And I remember this guy was a neighbor. He was a perfect Santa, dressed up, came in, and he had a bag, of course, with all kinds of stuff in for my son. And I remember my son, he was like totally amazed. And he gets the first present, and then he takes the present and he puts it down, says thank you, and he runs into his room and he gets the present he'd made for Santa. I
Oh,
remember that feeling, the way, the gratitude he had for the gift, and there was more in the back, but he just took one and was like, "That's all he had." And he went in and he gave Santa a present, and the Santa was like so shocked
yeah.
because he was like, "What is this? Like, he never tried
It's
that
usually a
before."
one-way
I
deal.
remember that feeling about, yeah, like what? What is this? And I could feel it from the bottom of my son's heart. He meant it.
Yeah.
Santa's supposed to get a present.
Oh, lovely.
This is yeah. Yeah, it's the social thing. But oh shit, sorry, I forgot. This is what I was gonna say. I put a post on Facebook 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I have this tradition or habit myself, and I do it with my daughter as well, where we at Christmas time, because we have enough. We have too much. Everybody has enough. We take a handbag. I'm not a handbag person, but I have some, and I take one, and I only have good ones as I don't use them. And when I finally buy some, and they're very good, I pick one and I that I haven't used for some time, and I fill it up with female things like creams and the soaps and
Yeah.
hygiene stuff and some cash, and I write a Christmas card for this woman, whoever it may be, and we give it to a homeless woman in town
Okay. Oh, nice.
because they can hardly afford these things and so on, and they maybe don't get. And I posted it. I think I commented on it 2 days ago on my Facebook, and so it gets activated again, I guess. And I see people picking up on it again and sharing it, and doing the same. I made a little white lie about it, so it didn't seem like it was my invention. I wrote that I met some women way back
Uh,
doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
This tradition, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's again the thing about, and the happiness from these women is like
Yeah.
amazing,
Oh,
the
that's nice.
heart, because it comes from the heart. It is a
Yeah.
heart gift. It's not about, it's actually the card that makes them happiest, the
Yeah.
Christmas card. That
Yeah.
somebody wrote them a Christmas card, like I knew them, a
Yeah.
sweet, heartfelt.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
nice.
but my point was more their expressing their happiness is what it's about. Their gratitude. And
Yeah.
I see them sharing it. And they open the bag and when we go to purse bag and won't go away. And I can see them looking what's in it, and they'll give like some of the other ladies or girls
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
cream or chopstick or whatever, chapstick or not chopstick, chapstick,
Oh,
whatever. Yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
one.
yeah. But
That's it. We
yeah,
actually managed to make a feel good episode, man.
yeah, you did. A big kudos to your friend episode, really.
Yeah,
Maybe you should call the tape for
yeah,
GJAA.
JAA,
Attitude gratitude.
definitely JAA, the incomparable JAA.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I was also
Yep.
surprised that one last little JAA story is like I was really surprised. I had to make a post of it because he said, "Hey, have you ever heard this?" And he played me some jazz music that I was like,
Yeah.
I had never heard that before. And it just my eyes widened and I was like, holy shit, man. This fella probably has a much more sophisticated music taste in music than I have.
Ah, so there's a little of the judgmental coming up here. That's
Yeah,
good.
exactly,
Fine.
exactly. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but no, it wasn't quite like that, but it was not so much judgmental. It was more like I
no.
was really, blown off my, high horse in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
In
No,
that
what's that?
sense that, oh, I
Is
know
the wrong
shit, I
word.
know this and that musician
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever, and suddenly there was something which was way out of my league and which opened my eyes
it's the
completely.
it's the wrong word. What's it called when we stigmatize people, just like I did with saying where you're staying in that area, which is also a working area, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So this is the same with the social thing. The
yeah,
areas where they're working people,
yeah,
traditional or whatever, of many generations, heavier maybe and heavier energy, but yeah, they may not have a lot, but they have the heart, and the problem because
exactly.
they don't have all the stuff. Yeah, and then but then we have the pictures. Yes, of course, they not have the same taste or quality of different things, and don't expect this. And yeah, I love when it surprises when
Yeah,
we get surprised
very
when
much so. And it's
pulls
not
out of
that
our
it's a small apartment in that sense, but it's just like it's really funny that as I said, I have friends that have way bigger,
yeah
many more rooms and stuff like that. But I
yeah
never feel crowded in or anything here. It's like really the his heart fills up the whole space, and he's
yeah
like,
yeah
you
uh,
know,
uh,
I
no.
I believe if I came here just like in my grandma's place, if I came here after he's gone, then it would probably feel cramped. But since
Mm.
it doesn't. It feels like
Uh,
a huge, spacious space. Must be the
nice,
heart of
nice.
JAA.
Yeah,
All
exactly,
right.
exactly. Okay,
Shall we,
yes,
shall we leave it at that?
yeah,
So the attitude
yeah,
of gratitude. And
yeah.
we
Mm,
wish you a happy December.
yeah, whatever.
Enjoy. And
Enjoy.
see you on
Yeah,
the next
be
one.
sweet.
Like, subscribe,
Yeah,
share, leave a comment, keep
yeah,
it civil, all that.
yeah. Yeah, that's a good Christmas gift for us. Share the channel. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a
Please do,
wish.
please do.
Share it, spread it, share the
Yeah.
light and share the love. Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Well, see you
Yep.
on the next one.
Yep. Ta-ta.
You too. Toodaloo.